Angeles Rams final injury report came out today. We're going to talk about it and listen in to Sean McVay's press conference. And then, of course, we'll be talking about my biggest concern for the Rams versus the Seahawks coming up in this game. Spoiler alert, you probably already know what it is, special teams. And then we will also conclude this video talking about we might be in the final games of Chris Shula and Mike LaFleur coaching for the Los Angeles Rams. This is the Rams Radar. Thanks everyone for tuning on in. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Peyotan. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps me out. And of course, come join the watch party when I'm live for the Rams game. Would love to see you there. All right, let's check in with Coach McVay. This is his press conference from today talking about injury updates heading into this game.
As far as injuries are concerned, we'll rule Rob Havenstein out. BY will be listed as questionable, but our full expectation is that he's playing. We're just kind of being smart with him just based on working through how his knee's feeling.
And for everyone who didn't know, Rob Havenstein's been battling injury all year, but McLennan has come in and played at a very high level at that right tackle position. Not too worried about that, but wishing Big Rob all the best.
And so for that, we're excited and got to finish up the day the right way.
Will BY practice today?
He will be limited with him, but there's so few reps, and so kind of take a cautious approach. So he'll take a couple reps, but limited will be what it's officially at. We've just kind of erred on the side of caution. We've been able to get a lot of mental reps this week, which he's been able to partake in and some of that stuff. So he's going to be ready to go, and expecting him to feel good.
What kind of progress has Rob made to be able to open his practice window this week?
He's made great progress, and in a lot of instances, it's really to be able to say,
all right, so you heard there from Sean McVay. It's a relatively, big, So you heard it there from Sean McVay. Rams are looking ready to rock here. If we bring up here the Rams Wire injury report, you can see that Quentin Lake had an illness, but he was back full participation. Byron Young was limited today, expected to go. Manuel Forbes, full practice today. Josiah Stewart, full practice today. And then everybody else outside of Rob Havenstein is looking healthy. Over at the Seahawks, they did have 3 tackles that did not practice on Wednesday or Thursday. And then it looks like both Cross and Jones were a full participant today, so they're expected to play. And then they had some other players that were dinged up. This injury report doesn't lose you the game or win you the game on Friday, but definitely something of note to check out, going into this game. If your team can win the injury report, that's not a bad thing. Sean McVay was asked about special teams in today's press conference, and let's listen in here quick.
Along with Sean,
You've played 2 very close games with them. How would you evaluate how your special teams are playing and how their special teams?
Their special teams is real. I mean, they're outstanding, and they're outstanding in every phase. They are.
I love that Sean McVay just gave credit where credit's due. The Seahawks special teams, it's been great this year, and then them trading for Shaheed might have been the best trade made at the deadline.
Complete football team, Gary, but you could see there's an energy, especially. I mean, you look at the last game, Shaheed's punt return is really what gave them the momentum to get back. And you look at last week that blew the game open where his kickoff return, starts the game. So I thought we did a good job, in some instances last week. I thought that was a really, I think Chicago did a damn good job too, but thought Mevis was excellent. I thought we punted way too many damn times, but I thought we did handle that, fairly well. I think our coverage units have done a nice job covering with urgency, and our guys are ready.
I'm just going to say, I love having a coach that you see the frustration in his face when he knows that they punted too much, because you're like, oh, we punted way too many times. You saw it in his eyes. I love that. Love that, McVay.
To lean into the challenge, but it's a real challenge, and they're as good as it gets collectively on teams.
Sean, you mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's a talking point that every Rams fan out there is talking about here. The special teams is the biggest concern going into this. I do not expect the Rams special teams to win them this game, but I think it's important that the Rams special teams don't lose them this game. It might come down to a game winning field goal, which definitely have faith in Harrison Mevis in his ability. Money Mevis, that he's been doing great for the Rams as a kicker, but I'm hoping we don't see a whole lot of Ethan Evans. You know, great punter, but I'm okay with him just chilling on the sideline earning a paycheck. And I am concerned about kickoff return. I'm concerned about just punt coverage. Anytime the ball might be given to Shaheed in space, I'm concerned. I am very much concerned about that. The Rams punt coverage has not been the best this year, especially the latter half of the season. And even when the Rams are returning it, I feel it's rare for the Rams to ever, get Ronnie Rivers or Xavier Smith or whoever's returning it on kickoff or punt return, that they get a really big return. And I would love to see them do that. I just don't think that's part of this Rams team's game. And at this point in the season, I'd rather they play conservative, take the touchback, or just protect the ball at all costs and let the offense take over where they may. So it'd be interesting to see Xavier Smith break one loose for a touchdown or something like that. But I'm content the Rams special teams being dull and boring, and I would love if the Seahawks, after this game is done, we're not talking about the Seahawks special teams. We know that they have, an ace return man. We know that they have a kicker in Myers who's a strong leg, very reliable kicker. And just going into this, I would say that is an advantage for the Seahawks. And now it's not an advantage that can't be neutralized based on the flow of the game and how the Rams execute on offense and defense. But definitely a concern going into this game is special teams. But appreciate Sean McVay talking openly about it with the reporters. And again, I encourage everyone, go listen to the full press conference on the Rams YouTube channel. But that's all I'm going to listen to here. I am going to talk about, so we have some coordinators who are being interviewed for some head coaching positions. We know that Mike LaFleur, the Rams offensive coordinator, has been interviewed by the Raiders and the Cardinals. I could see both those teams wanting Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur, he's been a good offensive coordinator for the Rams. I don't think he's someone that is on the same level as Chris Shula or obviously John Harbaugh or Kevin Stefanski, like in terms of name recognition. But Mike LaFleur is absolutely a young coordinator who's ready for, to have that opportunity to be a head coach. It's well earned. He's been a coach for a long time in the NFL, and he's been with the Rams for a couple of seasons now. I absolutely think that he will likely get hired by the Cardinals or the Raiders. If he does not, I still think he would come back to the Rams. I don't see him leaving the Rams coaching staff. Now, that would mean either this game or the next game would be the final games with him as a Rams coach. That being said, Chris Shula, on the other hand, I think he is going to likely be the Steelers' next head coach or the Buffalo Bills. Both those teams have shown interest in Chris Shula. I think he has had interest from some other teams as well, but it seems like those are kind of the two teams that are really interested in having Chris Shula as their head coach. I think the Steelers might think he's their guy, so it wouldn't even shock me if, after this game is played, we hear about Chris Shula going to Pittsburgh, getting the full, treatment, and when the Steelers hire a coach, they hire a coach for a long time, right? So I think that's something to watch for sure. I hear that Josh Allen is helping the Bills conduct their interviews, so it wouldn't shock me at all to hear about Chris Shula getting an opportunity to be interviewed for the Bills head coaching job as well. Definitely things to watch moving forward. But man, I'm stoked for this game. I cannot express just this is the most important game of the year so far. It's the NFC Championship game. What more do you want? I'll be doing a watch party for it on Sunday. I would love to see you there. And of course, I'm live every Wednesday for First Down Rams with my fellow co-host, Rams House. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this game, injuries, coaching, everything? I want to hear it. I do my best to read each and every comment, and I will see you in the next video. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams! Woo!